Hello, welcome to Focus, a show that focuses on community, unity, and service. I'm your host, Mark Warnock, and today we're here with Dawn Struck. She is the president and founder of the Enfield Community Cat Project. Thanks for taking some time and coming in today to talk about your organization. So tell us a little about how the whole organization started.
Thank you so much for having me. Any opportunity I have to get the word out about the good work we're doing is I really appreciate. So Enfield Community Cat Project has been was started in May of 8 years ago. So it was, I think, 2016. I was very heavily involved in helping the community. I was volunteering at a cat sanctuary just to kind of fill my cup with giving back. And I moved to Connecticut, and when I moved here, I realized that there was a large number of stray cats. I came from Massachusetts, not very far, but, and I had a very high profile position at a large corporation, and I ended up getting laid off, and I had no idea what to do with myself. So I decided, I'm like, well, I'm gonna start a cat rescue. And that's kind of like how it all started. In the beginning, I was doing everything myself. So people would reach out to me and they would let me know about strays in the community or feral cats in the community. And then I started trapping and really got the word out on social media that I was looking for help in the community to kind of start this venture. And yeah, it picked up pretty fast. So
it was starting a nonprofit from scratch, basically.
It was, yeah.
What was the biggest hurdle you found as you were putting it together and starting the whole thing?
You know, I had such I had so much support from the community. The Enfield community has been absolutely amazing and has embraced us, and it grew. I think the hardest part of the rescue in general, including getting it started, was just some of the people aspects, just trying to educate people. Some people don't understand how rescues work, or they don't understand feral cats, and so we've done a lot of educating, and we continue to educate. I was able to get nonprofit status within a year, which is fantastic. We decided early on, or I decided early on, that I just didn't want a facility. I work full time. A lot of other nonprofit organizations, their president and founders don't. I lost my train of thought. You can cut that out, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't have a brick and mortar, so to speak.
We don't have a facility, right? And I didn't want a facility.
Yeah.
I think one of the advantages that we have over other rescues is our cats and kittens are really well socialized, and we have a very low return rate because we take the opportunity to really get to know these cats and kittens. I joke with people that I'm psychotic about placement. I don't want them.
I think that's important. It's not just because we were talking beforehand. We adopted a cat during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because our dog had passed away, and I was working from home, and I started to realize I was talking to myself, thinking, because I usually would talk to the dog when things would happen in work stuff. So I told my wife, we need to adopt something. I don't care what it is, a parakeet even, just as long as I have something to talk to, because it feels weird not having anyone to talk to during the day. So I ended up getting a cat, which was amazing, and she is awesome. Except she's a psychopath. But besides that, she's totally fine.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Yeah. So off that, during the pandemic, there was a lot of information, a lot of people talking about how there were so many people adopting pets and everything and all that. How did that affect you guys? You guys get hit a lot with people
we did have
wanting a cat and then realizing that there's work?
We did. No, honestly, I think we have a huge volunteer base. We have adoption matchers. We have adoption screeners. We have all kinds of people that are really looking into making sure that the home is the best fit. And that was one of the questions, like, is this, what happens when this is over?
Yeah.
And we didn't see a big influx as far as after COVID. It's in our adoption contract that any cat or kitten that we adopt out, if anyone, for whatever reason it is, they can't keep it, they need to return to us. And we didn't see a lot of that, of anyone being returned. So
Well, that's great. That's
it is
awesome.
good. Yeah.
So if you were talking about fosters and adopting, so if someone wanted to be a foster, how would they go about doing that with you
Yeah,
guys?
I mean, that's amazing. So you can, we have a foster application, and we do screen our fosters. So we're very, we really are big on spay and neuter, spay and neuter, spay and neuter. So we want to make sure that anyone that's fostering for us, that any animals in the house are spayed and neutered, because that's how we're representing ourselves to the community, and that's the message that we want to share with everyone. So, we look for someone to have a spare room. Their cats or dogs are up to date on vaccination. It's really to protect your animals in the home, because we are taking, most of the time we're taking cats that are, on the streets for a little bit of time. But we do have a foster application, and we have a foster page. We have our fosters are always willing to help and train and teach. We're going to be offering a foster class coming up at the library on June 29th.
Nice.
At Middle Road in Enfield, if anyone's interested in
Do
seeing
you hold
what it's
those
all about.
other times a year besides just then?
We just got back into this.
Okay.
As far since the pandemic is over, we just started having meetings like this again. So it's pretty exciting. But
So how many, if someone were to foster, do they have to live in town or can they live outside of town?
yeah, we
I
have
know there's one
fosters
of our
all
crew
over.
members that's probably wondering. She's
We
sitting
have
in the other room right now.
fosters all over Connecticut and Massachusetts. We actually have a lot of supporters in Massachusetts. So we have fosters in Holyoke and East Hampton and Northampton. We have fosters in Windsor Locks and Suffield and Somers and Ellington and all over the place. So
So no one in Westfield paying it to the person on the other side of the room over
right, we have rescued some cats in Westfield though. So
So that's great. So how many fosters do you have? Do you know how many fosters you have now?
I want
Is
to
it
say, we have a small army,
Okay.
probably about 40.
Wow,
So,
that's
yeah.
pretty decent size.
And with the fosters, I'm very appreciative and mindful of how important they are, right? They're the backbone to the rescue. Without them, we are nothing. So I'm very mindful about making sure if they need a break, I'll make them take a break. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, take some time off for yourself. And one of the things that we do that I don't think a lot of other rescues do is I do a volunteer celebration every year.
Okay.
So, and it's a great time for everybody kind
Yeah.
of to meet, because we don't have a facility and we just celebrate everyone. So it's a good
That's
time.
great.
Yeah.
So on the opposite side of that, from the fosters, if someone wanted to adopt one of your pets, cats, how would they go about doing that?
So we have an adoption application too, which is on our website, and all of our available cats and kittens are on our Pet Finder page, and that we keep up to date. We don't post our available cats and kittens on our Facebook page because it was really hard to find someone to manage that. And Pet Finder, I do that in the evening. I keep that up to date with who's available and the little bios and things like that.
So, like, how many do you usually have available at a time, do you think? Is there
It all
usual
depends.
range,
Like
or-
right now, it's right now we're drowning. A lot of people don't realize that Connecticut is in crisis. The amount of unwanted cats is we can't keep up.
Wow.
There's a couple things that's playing into that. One is the economy. People can't afford, to take care of them. The second one is the lack of spay and neuter clinics. There's really only 2, and the wait time can be like 7 months. So
That's a lot of
of
cats
people,
can happen in 7 months.
a lot of people don't, they don't understand
Yeah.
what's going on because they don't know. And if you were to go to a regular vet, it's like $500, and some people do that option if they're desperate.
Yeah.
But most people can't afford that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now we have, it's kitten season, so we have tons of adorable kittens. Not that I've ever seen an ugly kitten, but we have so many.
I'm sure there's some out there. I'm not going
And
to
we-
say it, but they're pretty sure there's some out there.
And we have a lot of adult cats,
Yeah.
so yeah. And it's nonstop.
So also on your website, I saw you have a list of things that you're looking for donations of, not just monetary, but also like
Yeah.
supplies. What kind of stuff do you guys usually look for? If people want to donate supplies to you, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, so we're an all donation-based nonprofit. No one is getting a salary. Every penny that comes in goes right back into the rescue. So we have a donation box at the library on Middle Road, and then we have one at the credit union. I can never say the name. It's like ACCHRE.
Okay.
It's right in Enfield too, but we go through a lot of wet food and dry food and clumping litter. What a lot of people don't know is that we manage 6 feral colonies in Enfield. We feed them twice a day. We give them shelters in the winter. If any of them are injured, we will retrap them and get them vet care. Some of our ferals are like 15 years old at this point in time.
Wow.
Yeah. So we go through a lot of food.
Yeah. 6 of them. That's a lot. I
It
didn't
is a
think there was
lot.
that
And
many.
actually, we used to manage like 9, but I'm a proponent of TNR, trap, neuter, return.
Yeah.
And 3 of the colonies, we got all the kittens, we spayed everybody, neutered everybody, and then, life happens.
Yeah.
Some got hit by cars and
Yeah.
predators, and but we gave them the best life.
Yeah,
that
they could
That
get.
they could
So there
get.
you go. So that's great. It's the amount of stuff you guys are doing. It's like I didn't even know this existed, and I think I randomly saw you guys at the Town Green celebration, or one of those things that you guys had a booth at.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, I need to talk to these guys. So before we go, if people want to donate, they can go to your website.
Yep.
They can also call the phone number, which
Yeah.
we have both of those.
Yep.
Any other stuff you want to talk about, like any events you guys are going to be at that people can see what you guys do in the future?
Yeah, so we are adoption partners with Petco in Enfield. So every other Sunday we are there. We're doing an adoption event. We're there this Sunday from 12 to 2, and we have a bunch of kittens that'll be there. That's a great way to learn more about us. We have information, we have brochures, we also do raffle baskets on Sundays, and then the proceeds go right back into helping us buy food and litter. So.
Well, that's great. So check that out, Petco, and I'm sure you'll be popping up at other events as well.
Yeah,
You can see
definitely.
you guys at Town Green celebration,
Yeah.
more than likely, everyone
Yep.
else. But yeah, so thank you so much for coming in and telling us
thank
about
you.
the cat project, and we'll be back with more next time here on Focus.